All right, folks. Welcome to this little add-on series from the Fredbear Animatronic Horror Bear series. So basically, what this little video series is going to do is going to allow you to take our bear and convert it over to a bunny with a few videos. So if you are trying to do the bunny, you do need to watch the bear series prior in order to get the majority of the setup done. This little series is just going to help us change the color scheme, add the ears, things like that. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hide my meshes, my joints. Actually, my joints are already hidden, so I'm going to hide the mesh real quick. Oh, let's do what we always do, actually. Let's go to, before we get too into it, let's go to General, Workspace, General, then Workspace, Reset Current. Then let's go ahead and do File, Set Project, and we are going to go, and you know what, let's do Set Project. So we'll go to Desktop, we'll find our Fred project, and we'll hit Set. Then we're going to do File, Open Scene. We're going to open Fred 25. We're going to do a file save scene as, and we're going to go ahead and call this Bunny 1 and hit save. All right, now that we've got that, my joints are already hidden, but I'm going to go ahead and hide the meshes real quick. And I'm going to hide all of these lights that we've put in here for now, because I want to be able to just grab all of my, oops, should have hit that plane. But I just want to grab all my controls because that's where all of our keyframes are set. And then I'm going to go to Window, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. And here we see all of our keyframes that we have set for every one of our controls. So I'm going to drag a box over all those, hit delete. Now, everything is still the way it was on its last pose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn on meshes again. And what I can go and do if I want to reset everything, go back and set these rotations for everything. Pretty much set them all back to 0 to get them back to their starting point. And we only messed with the arm pieces and the leg pieces, so it should be fairly quick. Oops, something's off on that one. We gotta do the hard part is figuring out which one you need to set to 0, but you can play around with that. I'm just trying to get it somewhat close. That one is still rotated some, so I'm wondering if it's on the Z. Nope, not the Z. There we go. Let's see. Undo. Let's do this one only X. There we go. And again, you can repose them and everything. I'm just trying to get it somewhat close to what our original layout was. Just for when we bring in a reference image, and we really don't even need the reference image. We're merely using it for the bunny's ears because we have to model a new set of ears since the bear had these real simple ears. So let me get that. Okay. So we kind of got it, but what we're going to try to do is I'm going to pull up an image real fast. We are going to try to use this as our new design. Now, yes, we could go in and redesign the legs for our character to be more stiff, but I think this will work. Even the tie will work. Really, the only big change between the designs is those ears and the removal of the hat. And so that's what we're going to try to do. So what you're going to want to do is go find your images that you downloaded. You can find them in the uh, description. I'm going to copy them, go into my Fred project folder, and there's all of my, oops, renders, but we want to go to the source images, and I'm going to go ahead and paste those there. Then come back in here. I'm going to go to View, Image Plane, Import Image in the front view, and I'm going to choose Bunny Front. I'm going to pull that thing up, scale it up to kind of fit our bear. So the proportions are a little off, and really, like I said, we only need the ears. So I'm getting the head kind of scaled correctly so I can see those ears. That's all I really care about for this thing. Then I'm going to go to the side view, go to View, Image Plane, Import Image, Bunny Side. I put it way, oh, okay, my Fredbear wound up way over there because of, you know what, let's undo that movement. Let's go ahead and grab his root, not the plane. Let's grab his root control because that's where he ended off. So I'm going to grab his root and bring it back to the center. I'm going to drag this guy up now. And again, we just want it scaled kind of to the size of the head and in position because we just need the ears for this piece. Now, when we try to do the fox design later on or the chicken design, we are going to have to basically redesign the whole build from scratch. But this one is a nice little quick fix if you want an extra character. You just rebuild it with a few changes. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this one, front view, push it back. Grab the side view, push it to the side. Then I'm going to grab both of those. Oops, nope. Okay, I'm going to hide that plane because it's getting annoying. I'm going to grab both of those, come over to my channel box, down to my display, click this little button. I'm going to call this Bunny References. Hit save. I'm going to go ahead and lock them as reference images only. All right, so now we're going to do a couple things to finish up this little video. And it's going to be mainly getting the bulk of his design changed. And we're going to wait till the next video to do the ears. So what I'm going to do, based off of the way that we designed this little texture in the past, we can change the design really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and let's look at the head itself. So this light brown area, let's go ahead and click on his head, go to the attribute editor, and we're looking at the different pieces. Now, In this case, we are looking for, let's see which one this is. Lambert 2 is a darker brown. So what I'm going to do is click on this color. And I think that is this color right here. We'll see. We'll find out for sure. But I'm going to select that, click on here, grab my brush or dropper, and I'm going to go click a purple. And yes, that was the correct one. Then I'm going to choose Lambert 3, which appears to be this nose area. Going to click the color, grab my eyedropper, go click the brush or the paint that we want. Go to Lambert 4, which appears to be the black. And we're actually going to leave that because we do have a lot of black in here that needs to stay. What we'll do next is the white. So the white is actually the eyes. And we're going to have to do a couple things with this because let's start actually with these eyes. So let's go to face mode and let's select these rings by, oh, it's hanging, let me do that one. So I have to select those manually. Just doing these real quick to make sure we get them taken care of. Oh, we'll do that one last. So then I'm going to right click, go down to assign new material. New material. I'm going to choose a Lambert this time. Going to click, grab my eyedropper, and I'm trying to click that grayish color. And then we'll just call it bunny pupil. Then I'm going to move over to the other eye, go to face mode, shift click. Oops, why did that? No, I didn't want that. Get all these selected. Now, because we made that color already, we can right click, go to assign existing, and we'll call it bunny pupil. Now we're going to click back on his face. We're going to go to the one that is labeled white. We're going to change that to be called eye ball. And we'll click the color, grab the eyedropper, and we'll go select the black in his eyes. Then we'll go to this Lambert 4, which we'll just call that black. Because we've already changed it, but we want to name them. Oops. Didn't hit enter, so it didn't register. There we go. Then we'll go to this one. This is light purple. And this one is dark purple. That way, in case we had to add the colors, we could. All right. So now let's kind of take a look. We still need to do the bow tie. But for the most part, we've just knocked out a good chunk of the character just by changing the color. I'm going to grab the bow tie, right click, go to assign new material, choose a Lambert. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to grab my eyedropper, go grab some red. We'll call it red. And oops, one thing I made a mistake of by changing my entire colors is my teeth changed. So what we will have to do, easiest way is going to be, let's go into larger mode. think we're gonna have to just kind of, let's see if we can do face mode easily. Well, what else? We had the black that, what else was white? It's just the eyes, right? Okay, we're gonna do this. It'll be easier this way. If I go to object, let's go back to object mode. Let's click on these again. Let's just change the eyeball back to white. And let's do this instead. We will call this just white. And then we're gonna go ahead and select these two here. See if it'll let me go to face mode. It's gonna make me do one at a time, but it's all right. I'm gonna go to object mode. Let's go to face mode. Try to select all the faces, then shift to oops. I think we can make it work. We'll just deselect all the others. No, let's do it the easy way. Let's just change these. We will right click on them, go to assign existing material or assign new material, create a Lambert. We'll make them use the eyedropper, just change that to black. And then we will do each one at a time again, going to face mode, selecting the faces. Oh, no. I wish it would let me do those middle ones, but it's not cooperating. But we will do these again. This will just be easier than trying to select all those teeth. So we'll right click, assign existing, and find our bunny pupil. Go back over here, do the same thing. Make sure you don't accidentally double click one of those spots because then it tries to select the whole space. All right, assign existing, bunny pupil. All right, so now we've got our little bunny design in the works. Now, we don't need these ears anymore. So what I'm going to do is under meshes, or I'm going to go ahead and go in here. I'm going to go to rigging for my drop down up here. I'm going to go to skin unbind. I don't know why it just zoomed me all the way out, but okay. So then I can delete. Oops. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but it's trying to delete those ears. And same thing with the top hat. I'm going to select it, go to skin, unbind, and hit delete. All right. Let's go ahead and go into the joint section. Left ear joint. I'm going to make it visible, so unhide those. We'll leave those for now. We can get rid of the hat joint. So I'm going to take the hat joint, drop down and delete the parent. Then I'm just going to delete the joint itself. And then that is actually the top of my head control. And we will modify these later for the ears. But at this point, we've kind of revamped it to start looking like our bunny. So I'm going to do And that's where we're going to leave it for this video. So I'm going to do a file, save scene, and I'll see you in the next video.